Mescia Twins, and today we are finally doing our long overdue skin journey. Oh my god, this is actually really nerve-wracking because we've never really spoken about it in too much depth. You guys definitely know that we have dealt with our skin, but we've never really spoken about it or what we've done to help it. Yeah. We've spoken about it on a few of our health videos, stuff like that, so if you want to go and watch them, then it might make a bit more sense. But yeah, we're just going to talk to you guys about the whole journey, from what we went through, what worked, what didn't work, how we cured it. Olivia's is definitely a lot longer than mine, so I think she's just going to go through hers first. Also, we did just want to say that acne or bad skin is actually something that a lot of people struggle with, and I just wanted you guys to know that if you do struggle with it, that you will see the light in the tunnel, you will find a solution, and also you are your worst critic, so to other people it doesn't always look as bad as what you think, and just know that your skin doesn't define how beautiful you are, because I know it's definitely something that kills your self-confidence or self-esteem. Before we get straight into it, make sure you follow all our social medias, make sure you're subscribed with our post notifications on so you don't miss any of our videos, and we'll just get straight into it. Oh, also we're going to be showing you photos as well, so just be nice. Mine kind of started back in like 2015, 2016, so I was around 15, 16-ish. I kind of started off with really sensitive skin. I was getting like allergic reactions. Because of the sensitive skin, I was using like QV, which if you don't know what QV is, it's like a brand that's for sensitive skin. I wouldn't necessarily say it's something you should use if you have acne prone skin or if you're a teenager who's going through hormonal changes. I mean, it might work for some people, but for me, this is how it started. So I was using like QV and stuff like that to clean my face. I was not educated on skincare at all, guys. Like, I didn't even know what a moisturizer was or a toner was. So around December in 2015, I went on the pill for my skin because I went to the doctor and I was like, my skin's breaking out, and it wasn't that bad. My skin was like, it was...
Do you have a photo to show this time?
I don't have photos yet, but it was more like random big pimples. It wasn't...
Just breakouts.
Like breakouts. So the doctor put me on the pill because that's supposed to be the cure, but she put me on one called Levlin, and oh my god, it was so bad. It didn't work for my skin at all. I don't know, I think Levlin might be like a cheap pill, so it wasn't really a good one. I felt horrible on it, and I've never been a fan of things like the pill because it's so artificial. I was on it for about 3 months and then I didn't want to be on it anymore. So before I went off the pill, I also went back to the doctor and she put me on antibiotics, which is like called doxycycline, I think, and I actually did a few rounds of them and it didn't really work too much. Things like antibiotics is like a short-term fix, like it's gonna cover the problem at the time, but in the long term it's still gonna keep happening. So I went on them and I think they worked for a bit, but my skin just ended up coming back 10 times worse. So yeah, then I went off the pill because I didn't like it after 3 months, and I was still on the antibiotics, and then I finished the antibiotics, so I was on nothing for a few months. And then I think my skin started looking a bit better because I still didn't know anything about skincare. I wasn't really using proper skincare. My skin started getting little white lumps, so like it wasn't pustular pimples or anything like that. It was like blocked pores, but it wasn't blackheads, it was like whiteheads. So it was like closed comedones, I think they're called. So
they're like impossible to get rid of by yourself.
I made a mistake and I kind of just ignored it and just assumed it would go away. I honestly had no idea what was causing it. I honestly had it so bad that like I just had like white lumps just all over my face. I think I might have a photo. If I do, I'll insert it.
I think you do.
It was so bad because it was just texture and surface stuff. It wasn't like anything red, or it wasn't anything pussy or anything like that. At this point I was like getting desperate. I changed my toothpaste to like natural toothpaste every now and then, because I had them like around here and I had no idea what it was. And then at this point I really started cracking down on my skincare. So like, I kid you not, I went into Mecca and I would go in there spending hundreds of dollars that I did not really have, because these Mecca ladies told me that this would get rid of my whiteheads and this would help my acne. And also in this time that I wasn't on anything, but I wasn't getting a period or anything like that. So I went off the pill around March and I did not get any period after that. I went to the doctor and I got like blood tests. I got referred to like gynecologists and endocrinologists and got like so many tests that my poor mother had to spend money on, and they all just told me that everything's fine, you are normal, you're behind on puberty. And I was like, you guys, you don't understand how frustrated I was. I was like, I'm not getting a period, there's clearly something going on in the inside, and I've got this face, clearly there's something wrong, and you're telling me that there's nothing wrong. I was getting really frustrated.
It is frustrating though when you like know something's wrong, but like everyone's telling you, oh, it's nothing, it's just puberty, like,
and you just can't do anything about it. Like it's horrible. That was like all 2016 that happened, and then it came around 2017 around February. So this is last year. We were starting year 12. It was going to be a pretty big year. I remember at the start of the year telling myself, like, we have formal this year, we have holidays, end of year celebrations, stuff like that for finishing school. I didn't want to have, you know, acne, and I didn't want to be, you know, self-conscious and stuff like that. So I was like, I need to get this sorted now. So in February, I went to a gynecologist. Still didn't have my period, by the way. When I was there, they gave me a referral for a product called Roaccutane. I don't know, maybe you've heard of Roaccutane, but if you haven't, it is a intense, a horrible drug.
It's like a drug.
It supposedly works for people. I went home and I googled it, and I was like, there is no way I want to put my body through this. And when I was reading up about it, people would review it and be like, oh, it helped me, but then it came back 10 times worse. Yeah, it was like, I don't know if it's worth it. I wasn't really a fan of something like a drug like that. And the side effects it came with, especially being in year 12, like it was just a lot to put my body through. The gynecologist that I went to, they have like a skin pharmacy that's attached to them, and they basically have these dermatherapists. So they're like a bit more advanced than beauty therapists, and they focus solely on like skin and everything like that. They're like a dermatologist, but more for topical stuff. So they do facials and stuff like that. We just went and had a look at the skin pharmacy, and I met a lady called Cherie. I was talking to her about my problems and stuff, and I was like, I really don't want to go on things like Roaccutane and stuff like that. I just want to treat my skin topically, so through facials and stuff like that. And she was so good. I ended up seeing her for like over 12 months. I was going in like every 4 to 6 weeks, getting like facials. She was doing pumpkin peels and deep cleanses, because this is when I still had just the whiteheads. I didn't have any pustular stuff. In order to get rid of like things like whiteheads, which is what I had, you pretty much need to increase their cell turnover. So you're like kind of like shaving away at the skin and pushing them forward. In a sense, it's gonna come out aggravated, and it's gonna come out as pustular pimples. It's pretty much gonna purge. Yeah. Like your skin is just gonna like come out of your...
It's like renewing your
everything's just gonna come out of your face. So I knew that was gonna happen. I don't think I was as prepared for it as I thought. So yeah, it was a few months, and I was seeing Cherie doing facials, and this is where my skin started to get at its worst. It was horrible. Like it was pretty horrible for your self-esteem. In April, I ended up going back on the pill as well, but I went on Diane because I never got my period. I went on Diane, and I was still getting facials and everything like that. But yeah, my skin, I'm gonna insert some photos. This was around April or May. I was getting facials for about 3 or 4 months, and my skin was purging. Like, oh, I would never ever wish this upon someone, because your self-esteem just goes as low as it could ever go. So at this point, I was so desperate. I would Google every night,
watching every single YouTube video.
I kid you not, I have watched every single YouTube video from how to cure your skin. I convinced myself that I had to go and spend like $50 on these random pills that this girl on YouTube said cured her skin. Yeah, so at this time I was also working part-time job, and it was that bad that people literally commented on my skin.
Oh God,
I
would never
face.
forget that time.
I came home from work and I cried. I have never bawled my eyes out so much to my mum. I remember I was at work and a 3-year-old commented on my skin, and I was just
I don't remember you telling me that. You told me about the guy though.
Yeah, some guy.
What the hell?
I kid you not, guys.
Like
this literally, because I hate talking about it. It's like this stuff it's horrible for your self-esteem. So I literally tried everything, and then after a few months, I think it started to clear up and started to get better, because all the whiteheads were coming out, and it honestly just take time. Like that was the cure. It was time and consistency with facials. What was underneath my skin needed to come out. Like it wasn't going to come out nicely. So yeah, that was pretty much, the facials pretty much had a big role in it. And then we got into this year, and the start of this year I was like, I really want to go off the pill. I went and saw a naturopath. He was like the best thing that I have ever gone and seen. He helped me go off the pill. Yeah, he did tests and all his results were like nothing that the doctor or the endocrinologist or the gynecologist told me. Yeah, so he took me off the pill and started putting me on more natural hormone balances or tablets and stuff like that. The minute I went off the pill, my skin cleared up so much. Like I've never seen it so clear in my life. Since going off the pill in April, I still haven't gotten a period, but me and the naturopath are working towards it. But my skin is really, really clear, and I still get facials here and there.
We did actually do a video where you got your results and you spoke about your naturopath results.
Yeah, so maybe I might link that below. I might link my naturopath down below as well. Yeah, I think Ashley's going to start talking about hers now, and then we might go in and start telling you guys about the product,
the ones that we're taking.
Yeah, the tablets and what's helped.
So mine's like kind of short and sweet. During high school and stuff, when Olivia was dealing with a lot of it, I was really fine. Every now and then I'd get a few breakouts, but
I was pretty flawless.
I wasn't concerned about it because I was like, you know, like I'm a teenager, everyone gets breakouts. Like maybe I'm just not cleaning my face properly or I'm eating bad food. We left high school last year, so this year has basically been our first year out of high school, and mine started around the start of this year, around February, March, I think. Just as I came out of school kind of thing. It's like, I don't know, maybe because my body was under so much stress last year and stuff, now my hormones have kind of caught up and kind of just gone out of balance and stuff. My breakouts were also very different to Olivia's. I knew instantly that mine were hormone related because I started to get them around here. So it was really around my chin or my mouth here where I'd really get breakouts and stuff. And when I would get breakouts, they were like super deep, cystic, blind ones, and they were so painful. Like they were so painful. And
that's another thing about like acne and all this stuff, they're so painful.
I've also as well have never really had regular periods. Like I would usually go maybe 6 weeks and then I'd get my period. So I remember my breakouts would always come around the same time every month or like cycle. It would be around my ovulation, I think, is when I would start to get a heap of breakouts. You know, I did my research and everything as well, and I was like, well, around your ovulation, you know, your testosterone's really peaking. So when your testosterone is peaking, you're getting a lot of oil production. So my oils are like maybe building up and causing me to break out and stuff. So yeah, I kind of just like did a lot of research and I just knew it was hormone related. I was like, well, I'm not going through what Olivia went through. I'm getting onto it straight away.
I even told you.
So around, I think it was like February, March, April, I kind of let it slide and I went to the doctors. They gave me some antibiotics because I was like, you know, like I'm just going to hold it off a tiny bit just so I don't go straight for the naturopath.
The naturopath is expensive, guys.
Yeah, very expensive. I got some antibiotics and I knew it wasn't obviously going to help my hormones, if that's the problem. It's just going to kind of help it in the meantime. I was like okay with that because I was just like, well, if it's just going to help me in the meantime, then I'll just start with that. So I got some antibiotics and I wouldn't say it necessarily made a big difference at all.
Yeah.
I also did try and do a few things myself before going to naturopath. Like I think I got maybe like fish oil tablets or something that's like got healthy fats or whatever that's good for your skin. Yeah, omega-3
yeah.
I got them, and then I also got a natural hormone tablet that I was researching on iHerb.com. Didn't really make a difference. So I think it came around to May, and at this point I was kind of like, it wasn't even just like the look of them, it was just like they were so painful, like it hurt so bad. I didn't want to put makeup on, and because they are like deep cystic breakouts, they also leave really like nasty scars. By the time it came to May, I'm like, you know what, I'm over it. Before I went to the naturopath, I went to the doctors just to get a blood test on my hormones. That was just like a blood test in there.
They just test like testosterone and stuff.
I didn't even end up going back to her for my results because I'm like, I know she's going to tell me nothing's wrong with my hormones, and I know there is. So I was like, I'm not going to go back. I actually went back the other day though for a referral for my parasite test. That's a whole nother story. And she actually brought it up. She's like, oh yeah, you never ended up coming back and seeing me about your hormone test. Yeah, it turns out like everything's fine. Anyways, I ended up seeing the naturopath around Mayish, I think. Yeah, he was like straight onto it. He made me do saliva tests.
Oh, that's what I do too.
Yeah, I got results back, and you know, my testosterone was like 3 times too high off the charts, and I think I had something with my progesterone. He was like, maybe they're not necessarily out of whack, but it's more just like your body's very sensitive to the fluctuation of them. So yeah, female hormones are insane. Yeah. So yeah, it was definitely hormone related, and he started putting me on tablets straight away, and I still get breakouts a bit here and there. Ever since I started taking the tablets he's given me, I honestly don't think I've had an intense cystic breakout that was super painful like I was dealing with before I saw him. So I definitely have photos during the process. So I think that was around May. And then, so it was like every 6 weeks or every 4 weeks that this would like happen. So yeah, that was around June. And I'm honestly like, I am not saying I dealt with it bad at all. Like I know people out there, and Olivia dealt with it way worse than me. That was July. God, I can just remember like how painful they were. Like they just hurt so bad. And that was July as well. Actually, no. I hadn't seen the naturopath yet, because when you call up to book the naturopath, you can't get in until like
8 weeks
2 months.
Yeah,
I had to wait 11 weeks, I think. I couldn't go see him until I think it was around August. Actually, that was like my worst stage. That was, I think, when it got its worst, because it moved out of my chin. So that's the last photo I ever took, but I'll have an updated photo now of what it's like now. And
yeah, I'll put my updated of what mine's like now.
So that's really my story. I'll show you the tablets I'm on now, and we're also going to do a skincare routine very soon.
And sorry guys for how long it has taken us to like, you know, talk about this stuff and show you guys our skincare routine. We are not the type of people who's going to go and make you guys spend money on skincare that we're not 100% sure works. Or
everyone's skin is different as well, so yeah, it's ironic that we're saying this because we're sitting here telling you what we're doing and what helped us. But if you are going and watching all these other girls on YouTube explain to them what healed them, and they're telling you to buy all these products and stuff, just remember that everyone's skin is different and that stuff might not work for you. But like honestly, at the end of the day, the naturopath was basically everything for us. And like that's the only thing that we can say is probably our biggest recommendation,
and that's because ours was hormone related. So I wouldn't just straight away go, oh, mine's hormone related. If you haven't gone through and looked at your skincare, if you haven't gone through and gotten facials, if you haven't
changed your diet,
if you
cut dairy out,
if you haven't,
I can't stress that enough. Honestly, cut dairy out immediately.
Yeah, if you haven't tried that stuff yet, we knew ours was hormonal, so the naturopath worked wonders for us. So
definitely try other things first before you go to the naturopath,
because it's so expensive.
But that's another thing.
So worth it.
What little things that we would recommend? Maybe like focus on your skincare a little bit.
Eat healthier, try eating less oily junk foods, drink heaps of water. We don't have dairy because
dairy is honestly a massive thing.
I find if I have like a period where I eat heaps of dairy, or even like a night out, I get horrible ones here
in the exact same spot.
Yeah, we get like literally tweeting pimples around here. Yeah, so just try things like that. But yeah, we're going to show you guys the tablets we're taking. The naturopath put me on this, which I'm not taking anymore, but I was taking for like 5 or 6 months, and that was for my cortisol, because I have really high stress hormone. That helps bring my stress down. This is for my testosterone, something to do with my testosterone or something. The name might fool you a bit. It's called like prostate select or something. But that was for like testosterone. Yes, females have testosterone as well, not just guys.
We're like, what? Girls have, isn't testosterone a guy's hormone?
Yeah.
Yes, it is, but girls have a small amount of it too.
Zinc, you can go and buy zinc from anywhere. I would recommend zinc if you're dealing with really bad skin, because it helps reduce the oil production. These ones I only just started a few months ago, and it's called Biofem, which is like called Vitex, and Tribulus, and these two are basically what is going to help me get my period back, because I still haven't got a period. So I've been dealing with amenorrhea, I think that's what it's called, amenorrhea, for like 3 years now, so hopefully I can get that soon. And I've also got T-Clear, which is just a hormone metabolism support. So this is just going to help with like balancing hormones. So the naturopath put me on Biofem as well, which Biofem, and he also put me on Tribulus 4, which are the two Olivia just showed you. And I think these are more to help regulate my periods more than my like skin. And he also put me, which is actually empty at the moment, I'm expecting my delivery today. But he put me on PCO support, which I think is more for like my hormones and what was causing my breakouts. That is pretty much it. That was our journey. And if you are also someone that does struggle with your skin, we really hope you could maybe have gotten something out of this video or enjoyed hearing our journey and story. Make sure you keep up with all our health videos that we do every now and then, because we are always updating you guys with our skin. And yeah, so following this video, we will be bringing you guys an updated skincare routine, which we haven't done in a very long time. If you have any more questions, then DM us or comment below. Make sure you subscribe and give this video a like. We will see you guys in our next video. Bye.